All right, Twitter poll of the week. With the addition of Luke and Rumpf and Klubnik and Riley having a year under their belts together, what are your expectations for the 2024 season? Before Matthew and I give our responses and we reveal the results of the poll, did want to give a shout out to all those listeners that do comment and participate in the poll each week. Gerald J. Gets in and says, I voted for playoffs, but ACC championship should be goal number one. Southern Rivals Football Show says, might be an unpopular opinion, but I'd rather take not winning the ACC championship and getting to host a playoff game rather than being in the ACC champ and having a first round bye in the 12-team format. Not every year, but at least once to experience a home playoff game. I wouldn't mind that for one season. I think you and I touched on that last week. Bryant Thomas gets in and says, if we win the ACC next year, won't we automatically be in the playoffs? Yes, Brian, that was something I did not think about when I posted those options. And then BC gets in and says, not see any serious postseason participation until we have someone else under center. All right, so BC not a fan of Klubnik. And then Rich Long gets in and says, went with playoff due to it being a 12-team playoff. Matthew, what are you 2024?
See, I'm kind of going into next season with my late season attitude that I had of not having expectations because it makes the games a lot more fun and I get less disappointed because there was a lot of disappointment early in the season. So if I had to choose, and I do like what I'm seeing so far from Dabo's offseason moves, our transfer portal departures and draft departures. I've been happy with players that we're getting back that we weren't thinking we might get back, and we still have some up in the air as of recording, such as Shipley and Maffa. So I would say 10 wins is where my bare minimum is going to be, but I guess I don't know which one is higher. Is that more prestigious now than making the playoffs since it's 12 teams?
What's that? The 10 wins?
Yeah, I feel like more teams are going to make the playoffs than have 10 wins.
Possibly, yeah, especially with the group of five tie-in and automatic buy-ins for conference champions. You have like an upset in a conference championship, you get a 2 or 3 loss team into the playoffs. So yeah, potentially.
Yeah, so I kind of am leaning towards 10 wins, but that is still not an easy feat to conquer. So I'd say that or the playoffs, but I would only say the playoffs because of the 12 team.
I am going to be a little optimistic here. I also realized that I did not read the options to the listeners. So, real quick, the options were 10 wins, ACC championship, playoff, or national championship. I am being a little optimistic. I'm going to go ACC championship here because of the way that Clemson finished this season. And despite the losses, the 4 losses that you had this year, Clemson was better than every team they played and was capable of winning each of those games. A couple of them, that especially the Florida State game, you should have won. So I think it's definitely doable for the Tigers to get back to the ACC championship and win it, which I'm kind of implying that they also get 10 wins because of that, and that would mean they would make the playoffs. So little late season optimism looking to 2024 here on my part.
Drew says all of the above.
Yeah, no national championship. But the way that it shook out with the poll, national championship got 8% of the vote. 10 wins got 14% of the vote. ACC championship, 36% of the vote. And the number one result was playoff at 42% of the vote. So a lot of people pretty optimistic heading into next season. I guess you got to like what you see. You get back in the win column with your rival. You finish the way that you did. You make 2 great coaching hires. And Clemson is actively working in the portal. Have not brought anyone in yet as of the time of this recording, but a lot of good happening around Clemson.